Lights FM.
Hey, I'm Christine. I'm here with Bob. And this morning we have a special guest straight from Broadway. I mean, like just a few hours ago. Thanks for getting up early. John Leguizamo.
I know. I'm on Broadway time. You go to bed really late and you get up early. It's hard. But I'm caffeinated.
Yeah, but you're
sleeping.
drinking our bad office coffee, you know?
It's better
John,
than the
there's a
other
Starbucks downstairs.
Set coffee. Movie set coffee is worse than this.
Is that right?
So this is an upgrade.
So you're just used to that.
I'm used to
It's like
garbage
the
coffee.
Army. Just whatever. Just give me, whatever.
Yeah, Army coffee.
It's Army coffee.
K-Rats at coffee.
That shows right there that John, he's one of the little people. He's not the beautiful people who insist on Starbucks. I don't like people like that.
Oh, I see.
Kidding.
Yeah. Don't mess with Starbucks brand.
So Latin History for Morons. I've seen clips of it online. I haven't gotten to the theater yet. I'd love
we'll
to
get
go
you there.
Thank you. It looks phenomenal, and the reviews have been amazing.
It's been incredible. I mean, first of all, I started out with Latin history for idiots,
Right?
But idiots was taken. So I went to Morons, and it turned out, and then Rex Tillerson helped make my title even more important because he called somebody a moron.
Did he?
An effing moron.
Thanks, Rex.
Yeah. Rex Tillerson, and so it basically it started off the genesis of it. My son was being bullied here in school in New York City.
That's true, right? This is true. How old is your son?
Well, back then he was 12 and 13. It was 2 years of it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want my son to fight. Actually, I did at the beginning. But then I became evolved, and I was like, I wanted him to fight with words and facts and data. So I started doing all this research, and I ended up figuring out that I started feeling more empowered as a Latin man in this country, like finding out that we Latin people fought in every single war this country's ever had. There was 10,000 unknown Latino patriots in the American Revolution. Cuban women in Virginia sold their jewelry to feed the patriots.
Wow.
General Galvez sent $70,000 worth of weapons to George Washington. So we too are the sons and daughters of the American Revolution.
Right,
well, not only did you didn't know that, we didn't know that.
Nobody knew that. We're all morons.
Yeah.
I'm trying to moronify America and the world.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of work.
But how did it come to fruition where, okay, you did some research, then you saw this, and like I said, you felt empowered. How does it go from that to, you know what, I can do a stand-up show with this?
Right.
Show. Like, how does that happen?
Well, only that only works in my mind where I was like, okay, this is painful what's going on with my son. It's horrific.
Right.
But it somehow when I create my shows, they always come from my deepest trauma. That's how I start my shows,
Mm-hmm.
And Freak was about domestic abuse and I was being bullied on the streets of New York City by every ethnic group, even my own. And then so this one was about my son's trauma was traumatic to me, and then the history was the empowering part because it just people leave the theater going, oh my God, I feel like I'm walking above ground. I feel so enlightened and so energized about life.
Yeah, that's great. This is your 6th?
Yeah.
Always one-man show for you?
That's right. I helped pioneer this genre of nobody was doing plays about their own lives.
Yeah.
They were doing it about Mark Twain or young Abe Lincoln, Hal Holden, Hal Holbrook, right? Wasn't he Mark Twain forever on Broadway?
Right, yeah.
So I pioneered this concept of writing about my own life, and created this hybrid.
But this is important, though, because it's like, other than just your personal life you've gone through. But this is like you said, people walk away, whether they have Latin descent or not, with a lot of information that, opened their eyes.
Well, it's American history.
Yeah.
I mean, to find out that 20,000 of Latin people fought in the Civil War in the North and the South, too. I mean, we'll go wherever they pay us. You know how we do. And there was a woman, the first American cross-dresser in American history was a Cuban woman, Loretta Velasquez, who fought in the South as a man.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
Look it up.
she wanted to fight
Google
that
it.
badly, right? So
She goes, well, you wanted to fight that badly.
Yeah.
They know they let women fight.
Right.
So I guess she stopped waxing for a week or something. I'm just reporting the historical facts as they historically happen.
So how was it received? Because the title, when we first heard, I think we were giving away tickets. Thank you. On the air, I'm like, wait, is this a joke or what? I didn't get it. So how was it received? Who's coming to the show?
Well, I'm getting teachers, professors. I'm getting the Latin kids are coming. Teenagers are coming in. Denzel Washington came in. Deborah Messing.
That's great.
Elizabeth Warren said she was coming, but she hasn't been there yet. I'm waiting for her to come down. And Mario Batali,
Wow. Well, okay. Was he wearing Crocs? We'll leave it at
I
that.
know, poor Mario.
Yeah.
He's on the outs now.
Not good.
Not good. Not
Yeah.
good.
No, it all
It's
started
a new
with those
time, man. It's
orange
a new
Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think everybody's kind of like re-examining everything they've ever
Anything, John,
said?
you
And
wanna
they
get
should.
out?
Yeah.
Luck, dude. There is, not to brag, but there's so much consensual sex that there's no need to be
Mhm.
to be a predator, man. I mean, what's the point? I mean, what is that?
Right.
I mean, I think it's a power grab, and it's not cool. I mean, I've seen dudes who are really flirty and cool and respectful, and then flirty guys who are just jerks.
Yeah.
And you see that as a man. You see that.
Yeah.
You know, and you spot the guys who because there is consensual sex,
Of
and
course.
that's the best thing. But some dudes need to.
Yeah. Like,
I
It's
know.
power. It's a
And
weird
they're
power trip.
already in power
Agree.
positions.
They
It's
don't need to
so-
even be doing
they don't
that,
need
which
to do
which
it.
is so bizarre.
Right.
But it's obviously not the fact that someone is consensual. They want to take what
Yeah.
they feel like is theirs, because they're also dicks to people. Can you say that? I'm sorry.
yeah. No. Yeah. Go ahead.
They're also
Yeah.
dicks to their employees. They're also
Mhm.
they're jerks to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I mean, obviously that's more horrific in terms of the sexual predation, but they do it also to all their employees. They're throwing things at
Bullies.
them. They're firing. They're
Yes.
bullies
Yeah.
all
Yep.
over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And I don't care if they're insecure. Get over it. Go to
Yeah.
therapy. Fix that.
John,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
he could be the next Oprah.
So-
He could do that. He could be the next.
Oh my
Oprah.
God, they've been asking me. They've been asking me. Oh my God,
You
this
go
is a
on.
sign.
Yeah,
I
this
better
is
say
it.
yeah.
This is it. This is your platform.
So John and I were talking over the bad office coffee. You got a lot of other stuff going on. You tell us about Waco. This is like you're going from one extreme to the other. Waco. This is going back to Branch Davidians.
Yeah,
right?
90s, early
Yeah.
90s. I don't know if people are familiar with it. The Waco was the Davidians were a religious group in Texas, and they were sort of
His name again was David.
David Koresh.
David
yeah.
Koresh. Yeah.
That's why they call him the Davidians.
Right.
And he started his own religion, starting on the Revelations.
Yeah.
And he had these people living on this in Waco, Texas, but the thing was that he was selling firearms, and he had firearms.
Right.
And they became
You
a
played
crazy.
an FBI guy, right?
I play an FBI guy. Michael
Okay.
Shannon's an FBI guy.
A
And
real,
Taylor-
is it a real character or is it a
all real characters.
your
That's so
character's
cool.
Yeah,
real?
yeah.
Okay.
And David and Taylor Kitsch plays David Koresh.
Okay.
Brilliantly. Oh my God, he's incredible.
Really?
Yeah,
You
it's gonna
guys
be a miniseries on the new relaunched Paramount TV, which used to be Spike TV.
And when do we see that?
That's January 22nd is the premiere.
Oh wow, that's coming up
Yeah.
really soon.
You are one
Yeah.
busy guy,
That
right?
and you're making a documentary about putting the show together. I understand.
Yeah. We were doing the behind the scenes. We've been working on that for I've been working on the play for 3.5 years. This does not come easy to
Yeah, I was
me.
going to say. Yeah, because you showed us. Can you show his BlackBerry phone from
Oh yes.
from 2011, 2010?
No,
Come on.
It's the new BlackBerry.
All right, it's a new
I have the old one.
They
from
still make 'em?
2020. I have the
Wow.
one that was looked like car metal. Remember the one that you could drop
Yeah.
everywhere? I have that at home.
Yeah,
with the
see.
roller ball.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
love.
wanna
I have
see
a
the roll
museum
ball?
of
always broke
Blackberries.
off.
Obviously.
But
It did.
but John keeps the BlackBerry because that's where you write a lot.
because I
of
write
your
everything,
material.
and I need
You're
to have a
nonstop, man.
keypad, and it lights up at night, and in my car, and it's bouncing. I can still write a whole script.
How did you get the? It's interesting is the TV spots that were running all summer that we were switching over from Easy Pass.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that car, man.
Yeah.
That's Governor
Chevelle,
Andrew
whatever.
Cuomo's car
Was it a
Oh
Chevelle?
really?
No, it was a
Super
GTO.
Sport GT man.
that he himself works on the weekends. That's
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
sort
He's
of-
actually mechanically
Yeah.
inclined. Isn't that funny?
I raced
So
the
that was
hell out
his
of that
car?
car. Yeah. Don't tell him.
That
Now
is
he knows.
Funny. Wow.
He loaned
fun.
it for the commercial because it was the changeover
Yeah.
from
Yes. Right. No
from
more
toll booths
toll booths. Right.
to Easy Pass.
yeah.
Well, our producer Jamie said that she always knows him as Sid from Ice Age. Is there any
Not
more?
Andrew Cuomo, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more Ice Age stuff coming? Or?
No, that's it. Oh, I am doing like oh man, it's either an Ice Capades or they're having a whole Ice Age theme park at either one of these.
It's
Oh,
huge.
okay. So you're
How
gonna be
did-
voicing.
Yes,
do you-
exactly.
yeah.
Just voice.
Like, how do you come up with that voice?
That was not
I'm
easy,
gonna
bro.
Put you on the spot.
No,
but
you can't
seriously,
put me on the spot.
How do you do that? No, how do you say because the character's written
Yeah.
probably for you, right?
No. Right. I mean, I was the first person cast.
They wanted you cast. So how do you?
But
get
it's
that
a sloth.
voice?
So I thought, this is incongruent. You know what I mean? Me, sloth.
This
Right.
is true. Yeah.
So, at first I gave the director like 50 voices, most of them all slow because I thought,
Okay.
so I talk like this. I thought this will slow me down if I talk like this all
Right.
day long. He didn't like that. So I said, what about if he was from this part of the world and he was really interesting character?
Yeah.
And he didn't like that either.
Yeah.
So I said, what if he was a homeboy, talk like this and all day, come throw down, come on. He didn't like that either. So eventually I got some documentary footage of sloths, and I learned that they store their food in their cheek pouches.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And they're
Jamie,
ferments.
calm down. I know you're super excited over there.
So I walked around with a
secret.
sandwich.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking around with the food. I'm like, oh my God, this is the voice. I
That's
call
the
the director. I go, guess who this is? Because I have no idea. I said it's Sid the Sloth, and that's how.
Oh, I love it.
You nailed it. That was it. Seriously, from that.
No, he
point.
didn't like it, but I forged
How
through
come
it.
That's
you
all
I
right.
convinced
like
him.
it? That is awesome. Well, you probably wanted some Latin-esque in there.
No,
as
he
well.
just wanted me to be me. I go, I don't want to be me. I am me all day long. I want to be not me.
Gonna take a break.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. What a break from me.
I just wanted to ask you too, because I saw your interview with Seth Meyers, and just to get you to repeat the story, thought it was so interesting that you studied with Lee Strasberg.
For a day.
Yes.
My acting actually killed Lee Strasberg. Seriously, my
Wow.
acting was so bad. I was in his class. I did a sensory exercise of a cup of coffee, because that's what you do in sensory. You kind of like you study at home with a cup of coffee, and then you try to recreate it like without having it. So it creates your concentration and imagination. Anyway, he was like, "You're terrible. This is horrible," and then.
And he literally died. That was his last day.
That was his last. Poor guy.
Yelling
Sorry,
at you.
I've killed a lot of acting teachers, so that I
Wow.
wouldn't kill the normal lay people, my audiences.
Man, live with that.
Herbert
John.
Berghoff died after I was in his class a couple months later.
Oh, my
Not
So
that
how did
long.
you get
wow.
to these classes? Like, were you already doing stuff and you wanted to hone your skills?
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
17, and I was kind of like a pioneer. I was the youngest person in most of his classes, and I was the only person of color and the only Latin person.
Did your parents think you were crazy? Or
Of
they
course.
Yeah, right?
They go, what are you doing? Throwing away everything we brought? We came to this country and you're throwing it away. I go, it doesn't matter. It's my life. I can throw it away if I want to.
Right.
Wow.
There should be a song or something.
Yeah.
I can throw it
It's
away
my
if
party.
I want to.
It's my party. Do that.
It's my life.
No, but so the show continues. The run is extended. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, to February 25th.
Wow, that's great.
And
That's
then-
it's
and then I'm
well
history.
received. It's been sold out, so I mean, tickets still available, right? For folks?
It's got it, yeah, because it's new extension, so there'd be some tickets available.
Do you want to have one of your people tell us to get tickets, or where?
LatinHistoryBroadway.com.
Okay,
That's where you can order your tickets. LatinHistoryBroadway.com.
easy as it was peasy. Look at that,
Yeah,
John.
yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
in.
you for having me.
Yes,
It
We
was
got
a
to
blast.
see
to
this
meet you.
show.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Really, John Leguizamo, everybody.
106.7 Lights FM.